The hidden dungeon only I can enter. Let's start this list with an optimistic and fun story, because the last year sure was pretty grim. Therefore, it is unnatural for the winter of 2021 to have two harem anime and many other ecchi titles. I like hot anime girls, and the harem genre never lets me down when it comes to that, so yeah, I'm pretty excited for this show. The main character is the average, painfully shonen looking protagonist of every fantasy game world since Sword Art Online, but if he gets to fondle some days, I will accept his appearance. One day he ventured in some dungeon where he finds a hot MILF chained to the ground. Man, I wish it was Redo. I mean, imagine the things he would do. More on that later. So, as I was saying, the sage aqua-looking lady simply gives our harem king her powers and makes him a protege for the academy he ends up attending.
かくして僕は英雄学校の試験に無事合格。家族も大喜びで。
A simple enough premise. The main character is overpowered and gets all the females around him. So yeah, I can definitely see myself following this anime. Not much else to do in winter anyway. I like how epic his life is at this point. I mean, his dad is a submissive, respectful, gentle-looking fellow. And he also has a lovely little sister. Wow. Nice stats there, boy. The little sister definitely wants a taste of his magic. And speaking of which, this lucky innocent bastard also has a childhood friend who is a blonde with huge bouncy boobs. Not only that, but contrary to all laws of the genre, Noir gets to kiss her. Yeah, his name is Noir, because he's mostly active during the night. Isekai harem monogatari style, baby. Isekai harem monogatari. He's getting sloppy off screen for sure. Look at this. Not only does Noir make up with Emma a few times in one session, but he also gets to play around with her tits. Sadly, he has the audacity to make them smaller, which is a mistake. I've never forgotten. If you wouldn't have simply brought them back to their bouncy delicious size. Now that I think about it, then my title might be a metaphor for her vagina. You know, the hidden dungeon only I can enter. Make sure you lock the cave, son. You wouldn't want other adventurers to plunder its entrance. All things considered, this is a promising start for harem anime. The Quintessential Quintuplets Season 2 is another harem anime on this list. 2021 just started and I'm already spoiled with 2 entries in my favorite genre. I really enjoyed the first season. It was a well structured and entertaining show. The story is about some decent looking dude who gets to tutor a bunch of rich, unmotivated girls. And yeah, they're all sisters, mainly quintuplets. As I finally made it into college, I gotta say, I really do enjoy me some school anime. The harem genre works rather well with the premise, and the show delivered some pretty interesting characters. Futaro is a decent fellow who tries to do his job, while also having to deal with many extended personalities. My favorite waifu from the bunch is Nino. I know the community prefers Miku because she's cute and likes older men. But I prefer Nino, not because she's a rich girl archetype. She's so aggressive and tsundere towards Futaro, It is hard for me not to appreciate her attitude.
あんた手の施しようのない変態だわ。
違う、そういう心に来る言い方じゃなくて。
Also, Nino likes bad boys. It was to be expected for her to be superficial and go after cool guys. And luckily for her, Futaro gets to wear a wig. And Nino's completely fooled into falling in love with him.
どうも。
さあ、遠慮せずに入って。
お邪魔します。
There are hints at the beginning of this season that she might have guessed his true identity by the way she looks at his bracelet.
お金払ってると思ってんのよ。
But it's not until episode 3 that we actually witness her unravel his disguise.
やっぱり。
これは
I also like how Itsuki and Nino are close friends while Miku and Nino cannot stand each other.
ああ、あれですね。生命の起源の知られざる神秘。
Nino, Miku, and Itsuki are who I care about. I like how Nino and Itsuki are afraid of needles. It's a nice little dynamic, which adds a bit more character development to these three sisters.
私は覚悟を決めたわ。あんたも見てくれよ。待ってください。
Ishika is busy making porn movies, while Yotsuba is starting her sport career. So it's mostly Nino, Miku, and Itsuki who I care about. Something else I have to mention is that the art style has changed between seasons. This does not affect my enjoyment, but it was a heavy blow to all title lovers from the anime community. You gotta bring those fake ties back. Our quintuplets are hollow if they are not fake.
つまり、私たちが払ったも同然よ。
うわ、お嬢様っているんだ。
Red of Healer is a title I strongly recommend, even though I've only watched its first 2 episodes. The show is so unique and brave to take risk for the purpose of presenting a more mature and brutal story. Now, if you're a man of culture, then you have surely at least heard of Riddle of Healer. I'm surprised a story so perverted would actually get an animated adaptation, but as of late anime seems to allow more and more risque and original content. Now we have shows like Peter Grill and The Philosopher Time, where the main character has unprotected intercourse with 4 ladies every episode. We also have Ishizoku's reviewers, an anime about 3 weird fellows who go to suspicious and unsafe brothels to fuck as many species and fantastic beasts as they can. Where's Newt's commander when you need him? I need to know where to find those beasts. And now we have that one H anime to rule them all, Riddle of Healer. The story starts as most isekai anime out there, with some random, average-looking boy who somehow gets all the power and ends up fucking all the women. Well, maybe the very last part is more specific to this title, but you get the idea. So this Redder guy is a hero who gets abused by his companions and has the ability to heal them in battle. Until he decided not to do his job and restart his life from the beginning. This is a revenge isekai, because ever since the shield hero, this genre is a thing, so yeah. The princess was a total bitch to him, and the innocent fellows from his party are actually sadistic, abusive thugs.
こんな使えないクズ犬ごときが私と同じ勇者だと思うと虫唾が走りますわ。
So the main character has suffered a lot, not to mention his healing powers, also force him to experience the pain of the person he is taking care of. Therefore he ended keen on losing his ability. So he starts his life and regains his memory right before his initiation as a hero.
あなたが私の仲間ですね。
This time, however, he's prepared and knows exactly how to act clueless, inexperienced, while also plotting his revenge. Now what surprised me is how ecchi this anime is. I mean, he even gets to have sex with a bunch of the maids in the first episode alone, and the scenes are very explicit for a non-hentai material. The execution of fanservice is so different than what I'm used to, and I was pleasantly surprised to see how much the genre has evolved in terms of what can be accepted into an anime. Episode 2 is the best thing that has happened to anime in a long time, except for the part at the beginning where he is molested by some dudes. I mean, it was so good with the maids, but why have him depraved by guys as well? Not cool. Thankfully, it all leads to Redo finally getting his time alone with the princess.
復讐の標的
Can't talk much about this scene, and definitely I cannot show too much of it either. But I can, however, say it's shocking to see how much it is allowed in an ecchi anime these days. I'm glad an anime like Redo of Healer has the chance to exist on the proper channels.
あなたは勇者、対等な立場なのですから。
So I'm a spider, so what? Is yet another isekai anime on the list? I guess it's kinda hard not to talk about this genre, because it's basically as popular as mecha in the 90s at this point. Every season has like 3 isekai sequels, spin-offs, or brand new titles coming out. I can only passively witness how my watchlist constantly expands. This time we have a chick, introvert girl, who dies and gets resurrected as a spider.
私は雲
But since slime was such a fun experience, it was all natural to get even more weirder. What I like about the protagonist is how well she accepts her predicament. She simply goes with the flow and embraces her new form without any hesitation. She can be obnoxious sometimes, and she speaks in a cool gamer manner.
Oh, ファザーですか
And even uses some new formed slurs. She's a bit too cheerful for me. I would be a bit more worried when faced with predators in every corner.
背景ブラザー様
But not her. She just embraces the chaos, I guess. I also like the contrast in tone of the show. On one hand, the main character is a cheerful, clueless girl who is excited for the new adventures ahead of her. Yet on the other hand, this is a brutal survival of the fittest scenario, and she's forced into death matches against her prey and other hunters. The battle with the leader was weird. It really showed how deadly death as a spider can be, because her prey was fighting back with all he had. Even the finishing move was a savage, unforgiving, venomous bite from our protagonist. Brutal stuff, mate. Very brutal. Now there are the titles that are definitely worth talking about, but I'm too lazy to make separate sections for them, so I will briefly mention that Attack on Titan has a new season that looks cool, I guess. Also, Dr. Stone has a second season. Show by Rock also has a sequel. Strike Witches, That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, Low Horizon, and ReZero also have new installments. Now, I'm mostly interested in harem and ecchi anime, so yeah, but I do acknowledge these are also prominent and popular anime, so yeah, I will at least, so I decided to mention them on this list.
あなたならきっとできるわ。